Alright, welcome everyone. Let me check if the list is updated. Looks like it is. Alright, hey Mike, how's it going? That reminds me, since Mike is my, arguably my biggest supporter here. Oh, why didn't it work? Why did it not work? Huh. Interesting. Alright, I don't know why that command didn't work, but I guess I can just post directly my Twitter account here. I don't know why that didn't work. Alright, that is my Twitter. Here is my YouTube. I don't know why it didn't work. We'll fix that later. But yeah, I wasn't actually planning on streaming tonight, but the Jarv Dog 5-0'd earlier today, and Inigo also. Thank you, Chris. Inigo also 5-0'd earlier today. He didn't post on the Discord about it, but he got it this morning. Well, I guess our time. He's probably sleeping as of right now. It's pretty late over there in Spain. If anything, he's getting closer to waking up than going to sleep. But I wasn't planning on streaming tonight, but I figured, it must be a sign, right? Two people I am friends with that I care about 5-0'd. In Jarvis's case, he was wrapping up a league from actually yesterday's stream. So he told me he was gonna post it on YouTube. So unfortunately, it's gonna be split into two videos, but nevertheless, you can catch his 5-0, which was yesterday's towards the end of his stream. I think he started 2-0, and then today I got to catch him live when he finished, the last three matches, and he didn't play the same list I am right now. He actually had access to, version 1.0 or whatever you want to call it of the new Hierarch build, which was essentially 8 Hierarchs. I think that version might have had like 0 Allosaurus Shepherd, but he made the correct call, I think, in cutting one Hierarch to go to 7 for one Shepherd. I think that gives you a lot of utility otherwise. Also, what I've noticed with 8 Hierarchs, because this is version of the list, there's been many versions, I guess, right? But like at every version, there's been like one distinguishing feature, I guess. And the new distinguishing feature of this list compared to the old one is like the replacement of Landlord Elves and its functional reprints with Ignoble Hierarch and Noble Hierarch. Ignoble obviously being better because we are really a green black deck. Heavy on green, like medium-ish splash now for black instead of light splash. This build is now roughly 1 week old, and I think there is a lot to like. For comparison, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up not Inigo, sorry. Curran's list that he finished. Well, the list I sent Curran and he played to a second place finish. I want to say 3 weeks ago. So this was 3 weeks ago, and Curran Testacular. It's actually come up. So 8 Hierarchs. I've actually had one person from my LGS, Steven, who actually Legacy Night is tonight, but unfortunately I can't go. For those who don't know, my wife is pregnant, so been busy with classes and whatnot. Getting ready for that. But nevertheless, Steven my LGS friend said he cast it twice in the same weekly event, which is kind of crazy. And then for those who know Dustin from the Discord channel, he also cast it recently too. He said off Noble Hierarch mana. So it's definitely possible. I haven't done it yet personally, but you can Fiend Artisan for both Hierarchs out to like sculpt the perfect board. Like I can see a scenario where it becomes maybe easier to cast in like with a traditional list with Birchlow Rangers, right? Because with Birchlow Rangers you need 4 elves. That's not that easy to do. And if you can do that, you probably I'm wondering why you haven't won yet. Assuming you have the Cradle mana as well. So we're gonna take this list as the baseline, and what I've essentially done here is I replaced the Landlord Elves with the Hierarchs. Now, originally I played 8 Hierarchs because Allosaurus Shepherd was, in my opinion, the worst card in the deck. And a lot of people are going to ask or mention, a lot of people like to mention, oh, it's because you can't pump it anymore. That is actually not the reason why I've always been low on the card. It's because the card doesn't really do anything, right, by itself. Like, if you can pump 6 mana into an Allosaurus Shepherd, like activation for a lot of damage, again, I asked this question, why haven't you won yet? Like, you're probably winning those games anyways. The reason why I kind of reverted back, and I want shout out to Mike here who's on the stream, but he pointed out to me that there's 2 things that are independent, I guess. And Inigo and Curran both came to me and said that they were having issues with Flood. I think the mana base is probably the best it's ever been, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit more in detail in a bit, but so there was flooding issues, and that was actually consistent with my own testing. Like I did flood out, admittedly, a little bit with 8 Hierarchs. What Mike actually pointed out to me was, and then he was like coaching the other day, he encountered a scenario where he was coaching Doomsday, and he knew that there was no Allosaurus Shepherd in the list, so he could just like blindly go for the kill and not worry about endurance because he had Force of Will in hand. Like it, for lack of a better term, it prevents you. It's a safeguard against getting cheesed by such plays. Also, Chalice of the Void typically is not very great against us, but we still do not want to reward our opponents for keeping it in. So awkwardly enough, I like personally Vendetta against like Initiative. And I don't want suddenly Chalice of the Void to be a little bit better against us when it normally is, in my opinion, not great. Like medium at best, right? So that's the other reason. Now I'm gonna close this real quick. The mana base. It's a more and more apparent, I think, to me now that the second forest is just not needed. Like I've been like soft keeping track of when I need the second forest, and it is pretty rare. I think the exception to that is like if a lot of Blood Moon is around, which is not at the moment because Initiative has kind of replaced Moon Stompy as the Chalice deck or the Stompy deck, so to speak, with the Soul Land mana base. So at the moment, I don't think you need the second forest, and that actually makes the mana base a lot better because I get to play the 11th fetch. Also, I have a screenshot from the showcase, which did not go well for me, of me having 4 cards in my hand against Initiative and I have a basic forest in play, which was game ending, right? Like I had to mull my 7 because I had only forest, and I kept 6 and unfortunately just drew all black cards the rest of the game. Admittedly, that's part of that is variance, but I also think like it is not necessary overall. The reason why the showcase didn't go too well for me was I was started 2-0, and I just had one of the worst brain farts I've had in a long time in round 3, and I don't think I really recovered from it mentally. Like my mental game probably could have been better, but I don't think I really recovered from that punt essentially. Right, I had the game won and just like brain farted pretty badly in a otherwise pretty straightforward play. For those who are curious, it was against Delver, in which I got to untap with Fiend Artisan, and I had a Reclaimer on board, and I could have rotated the Reclaimer for Endurance. My opponent has used all 4 bolts already, so essentially don't unless they have Chain Lightning, right? But like, and it turned out that they did not because I saw snuff outs in game two. But they used all four bolts already, and I think the endurance probably just stabilizes the game. I for some reason thought, oh, I could just do it, and I was at 4 life. I thought if need be, I can pitch for endurance next turn, and then I can still block. But I like didn't take into account that if my opponent plays Delver or like anything, suddenly they have a 1/1 that can cross the finish line, right? So again, just a horrendous brain fart on my behalf, and round four I lost to to the mana base. So I think all in all didn't go great, but I actually learned a lot. I think the flood issues are real, and I think we've addressed that. I also think the mana base could have been a little bit better, and we've addressed that. So not hindsight, in totality, I guess not the end of the world. And I try to I think leagues have just been very what's the best way I can phrase it? Not great for me lately in terms of like deck development. Aside from just like learning the play patterns of the new build and the problem is like a hit or miss, right? You flip a coin. Sometimes you get Delver and Initiative and all of the other relevant decks. Sometimes you get Belcher. You get I don't even know, like Enchantress, like things that you'll never see otherwise. So again, it's a flip of a coin when you play a league. Burn is like another thing. Like even if I win against Burn, I don't feel like I learn anything, which is what I hope to achieve in leagues. These days, at least. Okay, with that said, I think we can just jump in. Unless anybody have any questions. All right. I got 2 trophies last week, by the way, with this list. I think it is quite good. Uh, Granted, those are this is where week one of the new list, right? And I think there's still a lot of room for improvement. I was playing 8 hierarchs last week, and winning, in my opinion now, granted hindsight's 2020, probably in spite of Flood, right? Like, I had these games where I like get to 8 mana, and luckily drew the Green Sun to Green Sun for Atraxa, for instance, right? Which has been just incredible. I cannot state what kind of upgrade Atraxa is over Progenitus, because Green Sun / Artisan for 7 comes up all the time. I would say it probably comes up more than Hardcasting Hoof, right? Like, because just by sheer volume, there's like 8 tutors. If you draw it, it's close to Progenitus. People have told me they've cast it, but granted, it's probably gonna be less likely now with going down from 8 to maybe 6 or 7 hierarchs, depending what you feel is the correct number. I do not know what the correct number of Shepherd is right now. I know it's not 4. It can be anywhere from, in my opinion, 1 to like 3. All right, this is pretty good. I think, okay, so the long story short answer Key Gaming is because I think in most cases, the dinosaur, when it's like relevant, not that it's not relevant, I think it is. I think in most cases you're probably winning those games. The Exalted, the fixing is okay. Sometimes I think it's obvious when it's good, namely the Cascaris. I think that's the biggest reason, and Vendetta. I think the Exalted is sneaky good because there are certain hate bears that are X2s that are otherwise hard for us to get off the board. Public enemy number 1 is probably Opposition Agent. Interesting. Yeah, public enemy number 1 is probably Opposition Agent, and notably, it gets, pun not intended, notably, I should have said nobly, it allows our X1s to get through, right? Like, I think they're on Delver, iteration. So that's probably the biggest reason to answer Gaming. Like the dinosaur, I think it's not that it's not important. I think it is. It's just that I think Exalted is better. Alright, I apologize. I drank the water too fast. Alright, I think I just want to hit land drops here. So low key, Once Upon a Time, I really like these kind of cards like Once Upon a Time and Reclaimer that are flexible. Yeah, yeah, that's a good way of explaining it, Mike. And I apologize. I do this too much. Where my wife knows this. Where I'll eat or drink too fast and I start choking. Yeah, yeah. So that's the other thing, right? Like, if I'm gonna pump 6 mana for 5 damage, I don't think it's worth it. Back to two basics. Good to see. Actually, only one. I think the thing might be wrong. I might have to update that. No, no, the thing is correct. I think in the deck list area, yeah. What's it called? I think it's. There's an argument to be made to put the Arbor there. I don't think it's worth it. All right, that was a mistake on my behalf. Um, we don't have lethal, so I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna go ahead and order for oops, Atraxa and gas up, so to speak. Another Gris, Green Sun. I think I'd rather have the layer here potentially. Probably Artisan. Yeah, I think Artisan because that's good with the Gris. I'm gonna go ahead and bash here. Yeah, draw 4 seems pretty good. Pretty good. I don't I don't see how my opponent's beating that. I think his sword's a thing, but like it's like you're so far behind. I just drew 4. It's pretty good. All right, yeah. That this card I cannot state how good it is over Progenitus. Like, and don't get me wrong, I don't think Atraxa in our build is better than like let's just say Atraxa or Gristlebrand in some of the combo decks, but it's pretty damn good still. Like I think it's like significantly better than Progenitus, and that is an example why. Like you just like gas up so to speak, and then they concede. How should we board here? Probably want. Let me think. I don't think this is a bog matchup. Similarly, I don't think it's an endurance matchup. Seas might be like reasonable. I feel like this is the type of deck that could theoretically have like Supreme Verdict. It could. It could. The problem is if they have a sweeper, then it's a lot worse. But I agree, Progenitus probably wins there. The thing about Progenitus though is like it's significantly worse against the tempo decks because sometimes you get into these board states where it can't stabilize the board. For instance, like they go wide or they have like a Murktide region you can't block. Atraxa like handles all of these situations against these tempo shells that we otherwise would be in trouble against. Not to mention better against combo, better against control if they have a sweeper. I think the one scenario where Progenitus is better usually is against some of these decks that cannot deal with it, like lands is probably where it's better. I think against DNT potentially it's better. Like it depends on their hand too, because like Progenitus does lose to Council's Judgment. Yeah, like the one that comes to mind is probably like lands. I would say probably whatever's better in that case, and not even always like Progenitus, because a lot of times you can artisan for 7. Like that's a thing that can come up. All right, we gotta get back to the task at hand though. I don't even know how I want to board against this kind of deck. Maybe Thoughtseize. I don't love Snuff Out, but it is good against Stoneforge Mystic. What did we see there? Oops. Did they have Wasteland? I feel like they did not. They forced our thing. Alright, whatever. We gotta decide soon, so I'm just gonna YOLO it. Great against combo and control is kind of a unique pack. Don't know if there's undercards that fit. Yeah, at least, I mean, Seize is probably like the closest thing. But then that is like not a natural word target, right? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like we woke up and suddenly Griselbrand, oh, we misboarded. They're on like Jeskai Delver. Seems a little bit iffy. I think if I were to do it again, I would board very differently. But ooh, thank goodness. Luckily, it's not the end of the world here. We drew the right half at least of our deck. I cannot. This might be the best removal in Legacy right now. Like I don't think I'm exaggerating. The thing is, this, it's a little bit conditional. Like only tempo decks can play it. I was thinking about that actually. Oof, all right, that's annoying. I think given that, we just drew the Gris, we should ramp with the Green Sun. Hey, Dougie G1. Hopefully here they make the mistake of killing the Shepherd. We kind of need the mana. Ugh, I don't like that Brainstorm end step. I always get PTSD from like Terminus, right? I don't think they're on a Terminus deck just because of the fact that they have a DRC, but I've seen crazier things done. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, I would like to know when people are gonna pay me my royalties for that card. Like, being the first person to play 4 of, especially main deck too in Legacy. I was joking with my buddy Jonathan Zhang that I failed Griselbrand, right? Like all of the recent innovations have been to these accrue on the margins decks, like Snuff Out, Gaia's Blessing, that is like becoming very popular in Legacy. There was another one. Oh, I saw like Fiend Artisan is now seeing play in Modern. These are more the accrue on the margins decks instead of like go full speed with Griselbrand. And I gave him my apologies that I failed him miserably, and he said it's okay. Griselbrand forgives and forgets, right? And unless you are a filthy, you know, islands player, in that case, he has this to say again for you. All right. I think here we are going to cast the Gris, see what they do. Okay. Maybe Force? Sure. Alright, I'm a little bit afraid that they're gonna have Murktide next turn, and we're gonna be one turn too late to bog. That is my fear. Oh, I think it's coming. Oh, never mind. Alright, I'm okay with... well, we could still be in trouble. I know, we're trying not to get dunked on here. Romaro is in the house. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and bash. There's no need to... Sorry, no use in holding this Lair of the Hydra too. We just gotta pray we don't get Murktide here. I feel like if they had Murktide, they would have played last turn, but I don't. I can't say for certain. I mean, that would be my guess, but I could be wrong. Maybe they just have all removal spells off that Ponder. Very interesting sequencing for sure. Like I said, I feel like maybe they wanted to keep one mana up. Maybe their hand is like mental, whatever that. Actually, it's not because we play the Reclaimer. I think we want to do that. Initiative is definitely not dead, although it has a Delver problem now, in my opinion. And that's like good and bad news for us, because good in the sense that initiatives like has probably less cards to deal with elves, and or if you want to even call this elves. Bad because Delver has more tools for dealing with us now. They don't need to play really clunky cards anymore. They can go back to playing. I think that's actually why the Netto build has just been really quiet lately. It's because they cannot beat sweepers out of Delver. Is my opinion and my observation. Got a Cauldron complete. I hate these kind of builds that are like kind of in between. They don't know if they really want to be aggro or not. Ugh, all right, we're dead. Because, well, I think I know how I want to board. I think we didn't draw the wrong half of our deck, but we easily could have. All right. The problem is I don't think we want Seas. That's obvious. Like the problem is, do we want like are we able to be a Cauldron complete? Maybe, maybe not. Right? Like that is my fear of not having natural order package in this build. We did not see Wasteland. I don't think either. Actually, why Noble over Ignoble Hierarch? I have 4 Ignobles, for what it's worth. So let me think about that. Do we want natural order, or is that like a liability? No worries. Orchid 88. I feel like endurance is not particularly great. Well, it can stop the Murktide, I guess. That's like a thing. Let's just board as if they're Delver and like see how that plays out. Maybe they just got unlucky and what is it called? Maybe they just got unlucky and didn't draw any other wastelands. This is close to the build I made a few months with 6 nobles. What was different about it? Probably the numbers. Yeah, the snuff outs. I can't imagine anybody did that before me. I did like that would definitely be stretching the limitations of the deck. Like even I like it was like scared. I guess is probably the right word, right? Of trying to do this main deck. Like it just doesn't feel right. Like in a what used to be a combo shell. I think before we were like a combo deck that played out like a mid range deck. I think now we're probably a mid range deck that happens to have a combo finish, if that makes sense. I don't love this. It's probably a mole. Oh my god. Hey Hannah, how's it going? Uh, I mean, I feel like we probably have. Well, actually, maybe the other hand was a keep. It had 5 lands though, but so does this. Oh my god. Not where I want to be. Not where I want to be. It does have 2 snuff outs. I mean, there is that. Yeah, pretty much. Like how things have changed, right? Answer key gave me. I think you can do better on 5. I don't know. This is like premium removal though. This is the 4. Okay, if I'm trying to imagine, it's possible. I'm not sure. That's why I hate playing against these kind of decks where like I I sometimes feel like if I draw the wrong half against their wrong half, it like rewards them. What can we even draw here? Creatures? Like Lair is, yeah, maybe you're right. All right, one more. This is like premium removal though. But all right, one more. Oh my god, this is bad too. I think we cannot go to 4. Probably. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't think we. Well, we fetch. If they want to stifle, they can. I don't think they will. There's no way we're. All right, I think we once first and see what happens. The shepherd is like reasonable. Only because I want to force the Grist through, right? They want daze as they can. They probably swords it, to be honest. I probably should have looked closely at what some of the other options were. Sure. I feel like this is probably a loss, unfortunately. Might have misboarded against this player. I also I do think we probably screwed up in terms of like I don't enjoy playing against this kind of decks because I feel like they're usually misbuilt, but their misbuilt is like rewarded. Like if they draw like specifically the right side against our right side or the wrong side against our wrong side, right? It's not so much the 8 removal; it's the fact that like I have to guess if they have like wasteland. I have to guess if they have days too. Is I think it might be correct to just assume they never have it. But then you also get into a situation where they have like 8 removal and then you just can't cast their stuff anymore. Hey Wumpus, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm pretty sure we lost it. We won a 5 too, for what it's worth. I mean, yeah, the I don't like decks like this also because I feel like they're just a pile of cards, right? There's like literally no synergy. Not that I saw. Pretty sure we're dead, but like we did more. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like I said, I'm not a fan of those kind of decks. I think they do one thing very well though, for what's worth. I do think they win the Delver mirror, like because they're a little bit bigger, right? I think that's the whole point. I think we're dead now. Well, that Murktide actually. Ooh. I think we just do this now. Let's see if they have it. They probably do. Yep. So they do have days. They probably. I don't think they have Wasteland, but you know. It is, but unfortunately, we're not the deck that can punish that, right? Like, where's Blood Moon when you need it, right? I think we're dead. I don't think there's an out. Yeah, we are very dead. We got dunked on, unfortunately. I guess we can quickly review. We won game one too, which is unfortunate. Oh, okay. What is going on here? I think we just had like all bad hands, right? Wait, is the timer start? Okay, I'm tripping out here. Tripping out here. Where is the other match? I don't even see it. Okay, I may have to like. I think it might have glitched. Might have to restart. Might have to restart. Might have glitched out because I was trying to look at the replay. Yeah, it did. I think I keep. Oh my god, why? I always have these kind of weird bugs. I don't know what is going on here, but I kept a suboptimal hand, unfortunately, too. We'll restart the client after this. This is like a mess. Sucks to draw the Atraxa. Might be playing as Terminus. Or combo. It feels like combo. Two Brainstorms. Two cards that don't affect the board. Maybe it's show and tell. Like JPA did win that showcase yesterday with it. in case we show in the Atraxa here, which is kind of nice. If we draw a 1-drop, it's lethal unless they have removal, right? Looks interesting. Again, they haven't played any 1-drops. I mean, threats or removal. I'm gonna YOLO it. I'm gonna assume they don't have it. It feels like I'm playing against combo, so I don't have time. I'm gonna try to go for the win here. Like I said, it feels like I'm playing against combo. Yeah. For some reason, the thing is messed up, but I'll fix it after this game. We're gonna board out Snuff Outs. I think this matchup is actually kind of hard. We don't have much besides discard. Gris, I mean, they know about. It's like a little bit dangerous for them to go for that kind of like line. I think Oof is probably better than nothing. Yeah, I think so too. I don't like any of this other stuff against them. Probably the one endurance, just like as a threat or something, right? Yeah, I mean, this is probably the best we can hope for. I think we keep off the back of double Thoughtseize. There's a chance they like days or once or something like that. It's a little bit dangerous too because they're a Blood Moon deck and we only have one basic. But I mean, we'll see how long that like before that bites us. This is probably a Daze or Brainstorm. I would guess Brainstorm. Nope, it's a Force. All right, it's fine. The fact that they didn't Daze tells me they probably have the Show and Tell next turn. Their hand's probably like Soul Land, Show and Tell combo. Yeah, unfortunately, I hate to be right there. It's probably that. All right. Unfortunate here. We need mana. We're just dead. I. Yeah. Well, I guess we can like see what they have. All right. We just pass. We pretend like we have the Caracas maybe in our deck. That's like one thing. Like in case we cast a Reclaimer, they think about forcing it. All right. We pretend like we have one out, even though we're dead on board here. It could matter for game 3. I guess it doesn't here. Now we're just dead. All right. Unfortunate. Again, nothing we can do there, right? Like they have combo through with force backup. Sometimes that happens. I think we made the right call. Like it's just sometimes that's what their deck does. I think we keep here. I still want to watch the other game. I kind of regret like I should not have clicked to start a match to queue into. Wiltron's actually a friend of the stream as well, so fortunate to run into them. I think we seize here and see what happens. Griselbrand Atraxa Daze. All right. I think here we take the preordained because they have two targets in hand already, right? If they show in either of them, we probably lose. Like honestly speaking. Here we are going to. Oh my God! Why? I actually think it's correct here to play the lair and let the Reclaimer resolve. They could force it if they have it. Because, yeah. I actually wanted to do that on purpose. Because this is the exact scenario I'm talking about, right? Like from the previous game. You pretend like you have the Karakas out. This is actually really good for us now because we can go turn 4 attracts. Ooh, I don't love that. I don't even know which one is better here. I feel like you take. This is like tough. I think. I think we take the. Oh, I don't even know. I think in play, like it's probably I hope they miss off the tracks perhaps. 10 is a lot for what it's worth. Let me take the Griselbrand. Actually, I take that back. I think it might be better to take that tracks because they can't force. So might be punished later on. We'll see. Yeah, I regret that. Although if they force, we're probably okay with that. I don't know. But they have two. I guess we know what their card is. We get punished here if they have a force. No punished. All right. I think we take another cradle. I think we take the once. I think we take the natural order because there's nothing else. Actually, not natural order. Green sun. I think we take the ignoble. And that's it. Pretty much. Hey, Francisco, how's it going? Every deck is an Atraxa deck now. Well, to be fair, natural order makes a lot of sense, right? Like it's a strict upgrade over Progenitus. I think you would like this deck too because it's like very Maverick esque. It's just that I think like Knight of the Reliquary got power creep to a Fiend Artisan, right? All right, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, I am going to restart the client real quick. Actually, let's watch the replay of my round one loss. Let's see if there was anything I could have done in any of the matches. Yeah, so something's wrong with the client. I have to restart. We kept what even happened? All right, they did that. Okay, that's fine. So that looks fine. Also, I think this is probably the best name of all time. Thank you, Francisco. I appreciate it. It's funny too because there's only 2 elves left in the deck, right? It's just a Reclaimer and just Allosaurus Shepherd. But I think Reclaimer obviously is still the best creature in the deck. I think some people are more afraid of Fiend Artisan, justifiably so. Uh, Let me think. Was I the? I think I either was or I was the second person. I don't actually. Nightmare on Elf. I think I actually might have been the person who came up with this. I have to double check. I was either the person or the second person that like. It was like pretty early on though. It was a while ago. It's just I don't use this too much because it's like 5 words, right? And usually it's hard. Everything's tweet ready. Okay, actually, let's go back. I don't think I misplayed that game. All right, this is the debate here, right? Like, do you keep this hand? I actually think probably not. I think that was correct to mull. This was the one I thought about. We mulled that. No, I don't think this is like a normal build. I think we just like got a little bit unlucky, right? I think we'll restart the client. We did not. What is it called? Let me restart the client real quick. I think it like glitched earlier, unfortunately. So I just want to make sure I like covered my bases. Yeah, we're in a replay right now. I think you would like this deck, Francisco. It plays our favorite card. In my opinion, the best card in Legacy, in Elvish Reclaimer. I know some people, just kind of like leave it alone. I think that's how they lose the game, right? All right, we are restarting right now. Yeah, so unfortunately, the play patterns of initiatives. Yeah, so for what it's worth, I like to joke. Sorry, I'm gonna have put up the screen real quick again. Oh, here we go. So I like to joke with Francisco a lot that we are like, you know, brothers from another mother in the sense that I'm like the legacy version of him in that we are the world's number one Reclaimer fans. He obviously in modern, he came up with the list that I played at the Magic Online Champion series, the Green White Reclaimer. That was actually one of the most fun I had, actually, to be honest, playing Modern. And I love Reclaimer and Legacy. I think Gaia's Cradle is the most powerful like card in Legacy. It's the only card that feels like a vintage card. And Reclaimer gets it, right? Like, I think that's like the main thing. I also like that's a one drop. It was a lot of fun. Why cannot we show what is going on? Is there? It must be. Who's the modern Reclaimer fan? That would well, we're both modern Reclaimer fans, but Francisco came up with a deck. I think we have to mull this. No ramp, a very situational card. This is significantly better. Yeah, so that I've heard a lot of people, I guess, comment on the fact that Initiative and Delaware kind of cover each other's weaknesses. I think that's like fairly accurate. Yeah, unfortunately, what Initiative has done is it has pushed out a lot of these mid-range decks, and I know Francisco is a big fan of some of these mid-range decks. Uh, I know for me at least, Initiative like week one was felt like a good matchup, and then they immediately adjusted, and then weeks two through like five, I would say, we needed to adjust, and that's how like cards like Snuff Out became put into the main deck. I actually think that was a blessing in disguise because it's an innovation we probably would not have arrived at until much later if not for Initiative, for what it's worth. All right, what is going on here? Why did they do that and not do anything, so to speak? Um, well, Green Sun for Oof here would be pretty nice. Unfortunately, that's not where we're gonna be, and unfortunately, I think they're gonna nope, they're not gonna swords our thing. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me why they would have the put the Chrome Mox out there when they didn't need to. Sure. If they have whatever, we probably get blown out. Debating whether to. Well, actually, it's kind of good because we can actually do it all, right? Like we can actually get the Atraxa here. Um, we sort of right. We get Atraxa and then we like dig. I think we get that. I think we get the Snuff Out. I think we get the Reclaimer. I think we get that. Just call it a day, right? Draw five or four, I guess. It's kind of the nuts, right? they want to solitude the thing they can. I don't think we care. Like I think if they want to solitude, they got to solitude the. Yeah, yeah, it counts this as a planeswalker for those who don't know. It's pretty sick interaction. So you can technically get two Gris if you want, right? Because one will count as a creature, the other one counts as planeswalker. It might be over, but we'll see. How does it count as a plane? Oh, because Gris is both a planeswalker. It's both a planeswalker and a creature. It is not a bug. It's the same thing as Canonist counting as both a creature and an artifact. It is not a bug. Well, I guess it's a different kind of bug. It's an insect. Unless that's what you meant to say. Def not Oz. I don't think we want either of these cards. They're pretty bad. Definitely want to bottom that. I don't think this does anything either. Alright, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Let's do that first of all. I think we can also maybe shut off 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean we have like a zillion options, right? Like we're gonna shut off their mocks maybe, or like there's like a zillion things we can do. All right, what now? What now? That was easy enough. Snuff out pretty broken in this matchup. Vendetta pretty good. So argument to be made that like, yeah, for sure, Francisco. This is why I think you should you may like this deck, right? Like it's not even an elf deck anymore, to be honest. Like there are elves, I guess, but like it's not. I guess this is like the only elf synergy left. Like you can pump a Reclaimer itself, right, for some 5/5s or 7/7s. I think Plague is probably pretty good here. I think Lair is probably at its worst in this kind of matchup. It's usually you don't have time. I like the Plague Engineer. It like randomly can kill that skeleton or like Spellbinder. Sometimes you can kill a 1/1 like Construct. Yeah, yeah. So like you can get technically two Arbors because it's a land and a creature. You can get like two Atraxas. You can get like two Canonists. So not Atraxas. Two Gris is what I meant to say. I don't know why my thing is still broken. I cannot show the. Stop ignoring chat. All right, show chat. There we go. All right, that is fixed. We did it. All right. Here, I don't particularly love this hand. This is like arguably the worst card in the matchup. I think I'm more. I don't love it. This is like significantly better. Keep. Probably. Well, I don't love this. Maybe that. This hedges against I was gonna say Archon of Emeria too, right? Like the Bayou's in. That's why I threw the fetch land back. Rewarded for the berry type play. I probably should have snuffed that out. That's fine. Maybe we can trick them. I'm not gonna do it now. Maybe we can trick them into like playing something else. Now we have to do it. So a slight mistake by me. I probably should have main phased the snuff out. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I think we lost 2 life. It's probably not the end of the world. They may name the vendetta. I don't even know. Yo, how's it going? I think same. Well, yeah, I think we just do it now. Are you winning, son? I'm 1-1. I'm up a game against this a stun dog initiative player. Agreed. I think I would have named Vendetta. In general, as a rule of thumb, with these kind of like mesmeric fiend type effects, you name the removal spell. Nice. All right, it's gonna happen that everybody around me 5-0s today, except me, right? I know I'm cursed. So for what it's worth, Inigo and Jarvis already 5-0 today, and looks like I don't want to jinx it, but we're getting close there with Curran. We're getting close there with Curran, but I have already failed, at least in the first league, to accomplish this feat. I think in hindsight, I don't know if it was. I feel like it was correctable. Like that hand seemed kind of slow. Like Alsor Shepherd has like no text in this matchup. Maybe maybe it's correct if only play 2. For what it's worth, both Inigo and Jarvis played 2 copies of Shepherd in their 5-0. I don't know if that means anything or coincidence. I don't know if that means anything. I guess I can ask Curran his feedback too, since he's almost done with the league. Well, excuse me. For what it's worth, what was I gonna say? Ugh, yeah. This is like bad. I think we just do it now, right? Like, there's no point not to. We're gonna have to do it anyway, so might as well. We're probably actually I think we're just dead. Can't they trap you? No, they're in the wrong part of the dungeon. It isn't. I know. Now we're just dead. Uh, actually, yeah, I hate these kind of decks personally, but I get that they're a necessary evil. Like, I do think there should be easy to play decks just for anybody who's coming into Legacy. I will say that is an overall net positive. I just wish it was not something like this. I would be okay with like Moonstompy being like good, because I do recognize like otherwise not everybody has time to like learn Legacy too. People are busy and whatnot. Reanimator is like a deck I don't mind being good, especially since it's easily hated out. But yeah, this initiative a little bit harder to hate out for what, in my opinion. Actually, we're just dead. What am I doing? Actually, we can see what they saw. Elish Norn. I wonder if that thing is a meme card. I know it does things. I just wonder if that's Winmore. All right, we'll see how this goes. One of the reasons why I don't love Allosaur Shepherd, maybe it's unnecessary evil, but it's really bad in this matchup. This is a mole, I think. It's got 2 dead cards. Maybe not a turn 2 play even. Yeah, I think this is a mole. This is significantly better. I think we put the Vendetta back because I don't think I'm gonna have time to cast it. Is the reasoning. I'm getting like snuff out the turn 1 play too, right? Like, I think we just want to be playing threats early. Maybe the Vendetta is like better than a Reclaimer in this situation. Um, but yeah, I can see maybe a Vendetta over the Reclaimer. That's about it. The Green Suns are very good. The awkward part though is if you draw more removal, it's kind of bad. Go go, let's get there. Testacular, Curran. I kind of like the Reclaimer only because like the Cradle could matter later on, but like a lot of times it's hard. You don't have the time, right? Ugh. Like, do I care? I don't. Sure, I can do it if they want. No, I don't think I would care about that thing. Like, whatever. Let them snuff it out. Like, we can actually cast the snuff out later on. I don't. No, we don't lose it forever. Death Not Oz. Like, we can cast it with 3 mana, 2 mana easily, right? I have 1 left. Interesting. I think we take. I think we shut off their mana, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Da, 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 da. It. Do we just? Do, yeah, I think we just do it now. Like, I think we just try to grist next turn. Probably. Yeah, I think so. Death Not Oz. I didn't read it carefully, but yeah, you can. So that might be news for you. All right, they're probably dead. I think they are dead. Check up. This game. The Exalted actually helps a lot. Yeah, this game. I cannot see how they come back from this. This is a devastating card. Devastating. Yeah, that's writings on the wall. Yeah, untapped Grist is game in my opinion. Like you should not lose. Like I think the only way I can see losing with a Grist is like all you have is a Grist, and suddenly they cast that land like for the 2/4/4s, right? That's probably the only way I can see. Eon, wait, how is K? What is K in this case? What is K? All right, I can't. Yeah, it was Francisco for sure. Like, I also think they took the wrong card for what it's worth. I think they probably should have taken the stuff out. Oh, how is it against Blue Painter? Okay, this is free advice from me. If you are not playing Gaia's Blessing in your green deck, or if you're not a green deck playing Emrakul, I think you are doing yourself a disservice right now. Um, I think before, especially against Mono Red Painter, I felt like that matchup was like 30-70. I think now it's probably like 80-20 the other way, just because of one card. And if you are not playing the Gaia's Blessing, or and this is like free advice. This is on my Patreon. I've had Gaia's Blessing for 2 months now. Like, I'm pretty sure I was the first person on. Not only was I the first person on 4 Snuff Outs, I was the first person on Gaia's Blessing. And if you are not playing that or Emrakul in your blue deck, uh, or white or initiative deck, I think you are doing yourself a disservice. It swings the painter matchup by that much. I think if it's the blue version without it, like you are probably slightly favored, but it's a little bit scarier than 8 cast because they can combo kill you. I think the information of knowing you're not going to die to the combo is huge, and especially against like mono red, you don't have to worry about walking into Fury. You just like go at your own pace, and they cannot beat you. Uh, yes, if you can cast it, Guy's Blessing is definitely better. I actually boarded against Delver. I boarded in against Doomsday. I boarded in against Reanimator. I boarded in against anything that uses the graveyard. Or like Doomsday in case the shuffle effect matters. It's like a fifth endurance. Is probably the best way I can think of it. I don't think it's better than endurance, but I think it hoses like much crazier. Also, if you just do the math, the likelihood of you seeing this card virtually is like roughly 88%. And the reasoning is because you don't want to see it, right? It's like having an eighth card in the Painter matchup. And I think the fact that it's 8 times more likely to you to see than any other card in your sideboard, and the fact that what is it called? The fact that Painter is roughly like, let's just say 6% of the metagame. Essentially, this means that Painter is at 48%. Like it has that kind of impact. Where so it has the impact of equivalent to another card being relevant against 48% of the meta. I know the card you're talking about, Turn the Earth. I don't think that one is better than Guy's Blessing. This is free. Free is always going to be better. Alright, I'm going to take a quick restroom break and then I'll be right back. But yeah, I played Turn the Earth as a 5th endurance before. I thought it was okay. It's like pretty decent against graveyard decks. Better than Blessing for sure. The flashback's pretty cool because they can't just rip it out of your hand. It's good against Doomsday. The problem with it is not free against Painter. And I think the fact that you can essentially have an effective 8 card and have other relevant it's like very good. Actually, before I use the restroom, I posted a poll today, and I'll bring it up. Unfortunately, I kind of knew this would happen, so I posted this. I can't vote because I came up with the poll. If I could have, I would have voted for this, and I don't think it's. I think it's close. Don't get me wrong. I was gonna say I think it's close. I think it's Guy's Blessing and because of the math, right? Like if you just run your EV and the fact that Painter is, I'm bringing it up right now. I knew people would vote for Pyroblast and REB. I actually don't. The order that I put this in is actually the order of how I feel. And here, Painter is 6% roughly, or 5.7% of the meta. I think if you run the math, it becomes pretty obvious that this is way more impactful because it's 8 times likelier for you to quote unquote see than the other cards because you don't want to see it, right? It's 89% compared to 11%. And not only is it 8 times more likely, you actually get another card, right? Because you don't want to draw it. If it were me, I would have voted Leyline second, Pyroblast, and this is correct, I think. Did you win or game 3? Oh, all right, I will be right back. But yeah, I think this is the correct answer, but I knew this would win in the voting. Anyways, I'll be right back. am back. I think Pyroblast is good. The problem is like, don't get me wrong. It's definitely more relevant than Leyline of the Void. The problem is Leyline of the Void is I win. Pyroblast is not I win. I really like Turn the Earth. I thought it was 2 cards, but it's 3 if they grindstone. You can just stack your deck and kill them. You could. It's random for what it's worth. Yeah, I used to do that. The problem is it's a lot of mana, right? You need 6 mana because you need 2 to, put on top of your library first off because they're gonna do the milling on the upkeep. But yeah, Leyline, see, I had it in the order that actually for that poll. This poll was intentional where I had it the order I thought was relevant, which was I think this / Emrakul is the most impactful card in the legacy sideboards right now. I think the second is probably Leyline, third is probably Pyroblast. The last one is whatever you want it to be. There was a joke that I should have had Tendrils of Agony. I mean that's technically correct, but not really in the spirit of. Obviously, I know Ethan was joking with me. Not really in the spirit of the voting, right? Like that's why I omitted Yorion or whatever. Do you think Plague is better than the 4th Leyline? You're talking about Plague Engineer? I do. Because that card like solos certain matchups. That is fair. Yeah, Combo Elves is pretty dead, in my opinion. For a couple of reasons. I think the biggest one is ever since Delver started playing Red Sweepers again, it is not good. Also, not that we're important or anything, that deck cannot beat a Plague Engineer, and we are one of their worst matchups I think, because main deck Snuff Out, sideboard Plague Engineer is a nightmare for them. Got the Wong guy. I feel like this is a Lands player, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, PE is also good against Breakfast, for what it's worth. Like Answer Key Gaming has mentioned. I don't know what they are on. They're on Bant Control. If this is a Bant Control matchup, 2 Snuff Outs kind of bad. What do you think? Should we YOLO it or not? I think in the blind, yeah, let's keep it. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what this is, like educational anyways. I guess you can scout or whatever, but like for educational purposes, let's just not scout. Ugh, that gets a lot worse. Oh my god. Alright, we got punished. This is what I was afraid of. That the once would miss. Granted, it should hit, but it didn't. I think we take the Gris. Yeah, it is a good Delver hand. I didn't think we were going to miss. I saved the fetch land because I want an Arbor later on, but... Oh my god, they're playing Stifle? You gotta be... You know what, me. Oh, why are we getting memed on right now? Oh, what a disaster. What a disaster. Actually, I messed that up. I probably should have played the Guy's Cradle. Why are we playing Stifle in 2023? Like... Why are we playing Stifle in 2023? Also, it's unfortunate. The ones hitting, like, it's very different, right? Then we play our 1-drop, then they can't leave Stifle. Like, it just would have been bad all around for them, but, we got punished on the ones. They should waste us here. I don't know why they haven't yet. I mean, there it is. Alright, I think we probably should have played the Cradle. Like that's in honesty probably a mistake that we didn't. So they can waste the Cradle and then we like have two bodies, which I think is more relevant right now. I think we have no. Oh my god, that was a bad. I was supposed to like. Oh my god, I'm like brain farting here. Brain fart. I'm supposed to play the Wood of Hills, fetch, and then play the Fiend Artisan. That was a bad mistake by me. I like tunnel vision into it, but happens. Maybe they have another stifle here. Yeah, so I think they were holding it up. So my guess is it ended up not mattering. I'm gonna assume my opponent already held up stifle last turn, so it ended up being the same. I think we're dead. Like we cannot come back from missing land drops. I know, right? We're playing against a 2011 deck here. We're playing against a 2011 deck here. All right, we're dead. Not really how I wanted my Delver matchup to go here. We're in danger of losing to two matches to Delver now. Not actually, the other one wasn't really against Delver. It was like a mid-range Jeskai deck. All right. I think I'm gonna chalk that one up to variance. In the dark, I think I agree with Def Not Oz. That was probably fine to keep. Uh, Statistically speaking, the Once Upon a Time is not supposed to whiff there too. I mean, it can happen, right? I mean, that's why we play the game. Uh, there's a debate whether Plague Engineer should be in post bar. I think it is a little bit high variance. I personally don't like it, but I don't think it's the end of the world if you want to keep that over like a Guy's Blessing or something. I think I'd rather have the consistency of Guy's Blessing. Speaking of the devil, the Stifles and Wasteland did us in. Yes, they did, but they weren't the reason why we lost. I think the reason why we lost was because we missed off the Once Upon a Time. I think that's the real reason. Yeah, I guess you're the perfect person to ask, Francisco. How popular is Stifle? I was gonna ask this because it came up in the my elves Discord. Let's see if it's working actually. The social medias was not working earlier. I don't know why. It's still not working. I don't know why. But it came up, and I wonder how prevalent is what is it called? The Guy's Blessing in pre-modern. I think here. Do we want to daze? Probably. I mean, do we want to play around days? I think we don't care. If they want to daze that, I think they can daze that. I mean, that's actually a pretty good draw. Nice! Alright, everybody is 5-0ing around me. I'm pretty happy to see it. I'm in danger of going 2-2 here. Oh, makes sense, Francisco. Yeah, I saw it a lot. I just wasn't sure as all. I mean, they probably waste the arbor, right? I mean, that's the only logical choice. It's the only logical choice. Shepherd here, it would be a nice top deck. They didn't draw that. I think we're gonna YOLO in today's here. If they have it, they have it. YOLO in 2 days. Yeah, it's okay. We have one more. We're gonna do it back to back. The reason why I don't like getting a Fiend Artisan or a Reclaimer there is because they die to bow anyways. Sure. This probably gets forced, I'd imagine. Yep. All right. I think we might lose. Although we have insane top decks. I don't think we care about that card at this point. They would probably waste our Cradle. That's the wrong card. That is the wrong card, friend. That is the wrong card. Ugh, they get rewarded. That is the wrong card, but they got rewarded. Sure. Seems bad, but I think we're gonna get Murktide here. That would just be our luck. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't think we're playing around anything. Sick Reap from having a second crit. Alright. The debate here is, do we play around Daze? They're 2 mana up. Like, what could they possibly have? They forced us earlier. If we get a Reclaimer, is that going to make the difference here? It smells like Daze, unfortunately. The problem is Reclaimer, I'm not sure does anything on this board state. Like YOLO. They don't have it. Yep, they don't have it. It's the soul read, right? Do they have the Daze? That's my methodology. If I'm unsure, I just assume, okay, they don't have it. Also, much better if they Murktide us here, which I feels like it's happening. An irrelevant card against us. Irrelevant card. Or as irrelevant as it can be, at least. Alright, what am I doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is a good rip for sure. I think we're gonna have to has no regard. I think we are just gonna slam the endurance here and see what they have. It could be a force. I don't know. Like if they double Daze that, I don't really care. Endurance fetch Reclaimer. Interesting. Actually, I tapped wrong. So I'm glad Francisco pointed that out. I don't think we want to fetch Reclaimer. Well, we have the option. I think we can double block here. Well, like, if need be. We get super punished if they submerge. We could have chained Artisan. Yeah, that is a well. Yeah, we would have lost the Cradle, but that's probably still worth it. Not, I think. Well, now we just get a Grist, right? This, like, go upstairs. Yeah, I don't think they can beat that card. I do not think they can beat this card. Alright, what are we doing here? I think we keep the same boarding plan. That actually went pretty nicely. You know, we gotta play Magic, so to speak. Ooh. I love myself a Fiend Artisan, but not 3 in the opening hand. I think we gotta mull this. Jesus. I think we keep, but I don't love it. Probably that. Actually, Endurance is really good. Actually, it's 3 mana. Let's. not. Is there though? I thought you like combo elves is like kind of dead now, right? Oh my god! Please don't daze this. Thank goodness. I think we snuff this out right now. And I think given our hand, actually, well, I think in case they waste us, like, let's just ramp. It's typically safe. Yeah, although to be fair, Def not. I do think part that's partially because what was I gonna say? The old mind break trap, right? When I do feel for what it's worth, they can force that if they want. They might. I'm just gonna run things out right now. If they rough tumble us here, we riot. It's gonna be really funny if they don't have removal. Who said we can't Dino Bash? What is going on here? Maybe they stifle. Yeah, who even needs dorks? Who even needs dorks? Yeah, Dino Bash demise greatly exaggerated here. Greatly exaggerated. Who even needs dorks? So if they had the rough tumble, they would have played it, right? Like that's how we knew we could have. Yeah, we could get the 4-1. That would be pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. We lost to Jeskai mid range. Like of all the decks to lose to. Yeah, well, okay. So the submerge thing is like interesting. I think depths used to be really good. I think it is not remotely playable. People will try, but I think the deck is not that it's necessarily not powerful. I think it is. The problem is it can never beat initiative, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Merit Lage has been a victim of initiative. The problem is no, you can. It's not that you can't have bad matchups. Think of for the follow MHAN 6778. It's not that you can't have bad matchups. I think you definitely can. The problem is it can never be combo either. So it's just like that's like 50% or so of the metagame, right? Like combo, let's just say roughly 30-ish. Initiative was like 15, maybe. Like I don't know, whatever it is, right? That's like 45% of the metagame you just cannot beat. And I love lands, like in terms of like players. I think some of my good friends that I've like interacted with on the internet, Ali, Tim Schultz, like they're all lands players. Like so, it's nothing personal. It's just I don't think the deck can beat initiative. Like that is my personal opinion. I think here we take the Reclaimer. I don't. Shepherd's kind of a card I want to draw into. Yeah, I mean, like, again, if you're that fast, it should be a combo deck, right? But like, okay, interesting. Here I think we're just gonna flood the board. Boom. Do that first. Maybe they force. I don't know. I think Reclaimer. Maybe they force this. I don't even know. I think now we can just like play the rest, right? Just gonna bomb in our hand. They don't have it. Okay, I guess they have it. Still fine, I think. I think they have to kill the Reclaimer here. It's gonna get really out of hand. Not to mention we're bashing for 3 next turn. Lair of the Hydra. This is like a Lair of the Hydra board, right? Just gonna like for those who got to watch Jarvis early, he 5-0 and Lair of the Hydra straight up 15 somebody on one turn against a mono black like that kind of deck, the Stompy deck. Ooh, speaking of the devil. I think you just bash for. Okay, I don't think they realize what happened here. These don't get the pump. I wonder how many times people are gonna screw this up. I've had this happen before with the elf version, where they think Wirewood and Dryad Arbor get the. I mean, they're in trouble anyways, right? Like, I'm gonna get a Lair of the Hydra and bash for like 10 or whatever the next turn is. Actually, it's gonna be worse, right? Because I have 15 between Shepherd and Reclaimer already, so it's bad regardless. I think the most controversial card in the deck is probably Vendetta. Like, I can see this being any number of things. While only having to attack with 1 door also lets us hold up. Yeah, that's the beauty, I think, of Hierarch, that I completely underestimated how good Exalted was. Because if you play like one high Exalted effect, it's hard to see the impact. But when you see like 6 in your deck, you see like 2, let's just say, right? It becomes really apparent that the damage really adds up, because everything in Legacy is mana efficiency now. Like, I'm sorry to say, but Abrupt Decay is just not a real card anymore. Like, who cares if it's uncounterable? Like, it's bad on mana, if that makes sense. Is it weird that Shepherd's secondary still matters with a low amount of elves we're running? Like swinging for 12 something. I mean, it came up 2 matches in a row right now, right? Okay. I think the new edict was something I was interested about. The issue, I mentioned this before, is what I found is when you have removal that is hit all, like, or that can target all, like Snuff Out, you typically want other removal that can hit all, because they can all target Murktide. When you have situational cards like Edict or Fatal Push, what I found is if they have a Murktide Regent, I think this is a keep, but barely. I think when you have situational removal like Fatal Push or like Run Afoul, what ends up happening is they will let the Fatal Push or the Run Afoul resolve because it has to hit the Delver, and then they counter your Snuff Out, right? So what I found is you typically want all unconditional removal or all conditional removal, if that makes sense. Because if it's all conditional, you need to have them all resolve anyways, so that's not a problem. If it's all unconditional, they all can hit. So like, what I run into in the past is like I run something conditional like Fatal Push, and then I suddenly can't target a Murktide, right? I mean, it got the best card, one of the best cards around, right? Yeah, this is a hell of a one-lander. We'll see how it goes, though. We have 2 draws, is my logic, but again, maybe I don't think it's greedy. It's like it got Snuff Out in Vendetta, right? Like, we're just gonna hit lands in a row here, right? Hopefully, don't kill my Arbor, please. They killed my Arbor. Land. No land. No land. We do have the snuff out, so I'm not. I rarely will evoke pitch endurance. I think it's like a losing play. The good thing is we have snuff into Vendetta. Don't do it. Don't hit our land drop, please. I mean, don't hit our arbor, please. They shuffled. That's good. That's actually fine with us. I think here, I wonder if, well, let's see. Do they have the answer? Okay, I should have done it the other way. I just wanted to save mana, but hey, I'm in charge of modifying. Looking at like what resources do you recommend to do so? Yeah, yeah, for sure. I thought they could, Francisco. I was just being, I guess, optimistic. If I for sure knew, and it felt like they did, then Vendetta first because you saved them the life, right? I think for resources, MHOT, I would look to like Channel Fireball. I would look to like Ozymandias or like Bob Huang. Uh, yeah, I think Francisco, you're right. I was being too wishful thinking, right? Like they for sure had the mana for. Yeah, we swing there. If I could do it back, I think I would too because like even if they don't, then we still have the snuff out, right? It's not the end of the world. Ooh. It may. We lost 7 life for no reason. It may, which is like would have been 3 turns potentially, right? Yeah, Cradle, please. Oh, it's more than 3 life. We lost like 7 life, right? With the vendetta like is a lot of life. So I think it's gonna cost us. But this is an educational stream, as I like to wish. Ooh, I think I have to respond here. Oops, I did not. Did not do that. Yeah, no, no. It would have been it's 7 in addition, right? Like we lost like a zillion life. We lose 4 regardless. Agreed. All right. That was my bad. My bad. No, I definitely thought about it. I was just like, oh, maybe they don't have it. I got greedy. The good thing is, I think there's a chance we would have lost anyways. So let's just say we play this out, right? I think we had to like try to get a land off the once, given that we missed. Um, let's see. Da-da. Yeah, so we had to get a land off, and I actually think for what it's worth, I think they attack our mana again for what it's worth. Like they don't bolt us. They should bolt up Matadors if we're higher in life, but that one's on me. I did it for science and paid the price. I think there is a chance because the fetch land would have cost us the 6, right? So really, we get 2 turns. I think there's a chance that we still lose, but definitely would have given us a chance, right? Like they probably bolt our land, and then we have to hit 2 lands in a row.
But live and learn. I think that is a mistake I will not make again. I just wanted to see how it would play out. I ironically enough have not come into this situation too many times before. Actually, at all before. Usually it's like pretty obvious. Okay, this is like a snap keep. Uh, yeah, so this is like working overtime, right? Not only is it the KO against your painter opponent, they just cannot beat this card under most circumstances. I've seen like crazy ideas like, oh, I'm gonna board in Leyline the Void against you. Okay, sure. You can. You're more than welcome to put yourself down a card. But maybe that's their best chance. I don't know. I feel like their best chance like is to aggro us out with like constructs or like fury, depending on the build. Uh, they're gonna bolt us probably. It's not great. I'll tell you that much. I think it is playable, but that playable may not be enough. Mm, wonder if they have like a fury or something. Do nothing on turn one. I feel like this is the play. I don't want to get like 3 for 1 here. I think 1 for 1, 2 for 1 is okay. Mm, yeah, I don't think we want. It feels like a sweeper is potentially coming, so I'm just gonna pass. Like they haven't done anything yet, right? Like maybe they ball reclaimer and stuff. Yeah, that's got to be a sweeper. That doesn't make any sense. The thing is, they have to respond now, right? Like anything can happen the next. Sure. Still have not done anything. Interesting. I think we main phase fetch here and see what they do. So sequencing really important there because you don't want to give them. No, we're not gonna go Pound Town. We're gonna get our guys Cradle online here. They're gonna waste mana, I think. Yep. This is I don't think our opponent is. Yeah, it really feels like they have a sweeper, right? Like, it doesn't make sense what they're doing. I know, right? Look at this patient game here. I was eager beaver with in the previous game, right? With that, feels like a sweeper's coming. What? All right. Well, if you don't do anything, I'm gonna slam Green Sun for 3 next turn. We were like real impatient. We should have definitely Vendetta first, and to save the 7 life. It may or may not have mattered. Okay, they had an awkward iteration. That's fine with me. We're gonna try to close out right now. Yeah, that's definitely the I like to call that the desperation iteration, right? All right. We still have 0 creatures in the yard. Wasn't this with this sweet deck though? Nice. All right. We're gonna Green Sun for 3, and that's gonna definitely draw out a response. This has got to be a force, right? Like there's no way. The beauty here is we actually bash for 2 while holding Reclaimer up. Oh, it wasn't with this sweet deck. Okay, points away taken away from Mike. Points taken away. But congratulations on the sweet 5-0, Mike. The, maybe we bog, maybe we don't. I don't think we do. We're gonna dare them. Even this, it's like a 5/5, whatever. I don't even think I care. Iteration, desperation again. The desperation iteration again. What are they doing? Like, I know they're trying to like 4-for-1 me, I guess. Nice. I'm very happy to see that, Francisco. Was it was it on the treadmill or was it on the track or something? Maybe like at the gym. Chooses to shuffle. Interesting. No, no, no. They play ponder, sure. I think here, am I bogging here? Probably. Oh, not yeah. I love. We have a treadmill too. I love it. It's so great. All right, I am just gonna continue to hold up mana. Like I know they're trying to like a million for one me here. Like I'm just gonna, like they haven't done anything. This doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna like slowly chip at them. I'm gonna layer them for like a million next turn though. Sure. Wish I had a green sun here. Can't play the artisan while they have like a million, a potential sweeper, and I don't have any creatures yet. But otherwise, I get completely destroyed by their sweeper. I think this is the lair turn. Thank you for the subscription, Harry. Appreciate it. Are they gonna sweep or not? Sure. I tried it, Francisco. I think it's okay. The problem is I don't think it is. It helps our hard. I don't think it helps our harder matchups. Like I think initiative is already kind of like iffy. Out of the meta decks, it's probably the hardest one, and I don't think Tivar is like great against initiative. That and then the problem is the curve too. It does help against control, which I think if you're seeing a lot of, you can play like one, maybe even two. I don't. The main issue is not so much that it doesn't do anything because I've had some wombo combo turns with it. The bigger issue with it is I don't think there's enough space, if that makes sense. Sure, they're gonna Murktide us here or what? It's a 4/4. It's not even that good here. It's good in matches that don't exist right now. Sure, that's another way of putting it. I don't think it's bad. And the other thing is a 3-drop is like the 3-drop slot is very crowded. Sure, I don't think I care. I don't think that card really does anything against us. Mm. All right, we're gonna hit like a truck right now. Yeah, that is a thing. Oops, wrong. That's not what I wanted to be doing. X is 4.
Like, what is it even going on? Our opponent has. Okay, we're gonna hit for 5, and they're like on a 1 turn clock now. This is like actually this match actually highlights why Lair is good, right? If my opponent is just gonna sit back and dirtle, we're just gonna like go. We're just gonna like Lair them, right? Like we're gonna lava axe our opponent. Now, Snuff Out is like sort of off, but not really. I mean, now they gotta respond. I mean, we have a real clock now. There's no need to respond. I mean, we got. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. It felt like they're holding Fury maybe all game. I don't even know. Or like some kind of sweeper, right? Like, and they just really try to get us like 4 for 1, and we just never tapped out. Like that's the only logical thing. Or they kept like really bad hand and we just like played too cautiously. But I don't think so. Like it really feels like the way they're playing. I don't think that we care about that. Sure. What's even going on? Like I don't understand. Like. um. I'm just gonna deck thin. Yeah, that's fair. I don't even know what's going on with my opponent here. Like they played zero removal. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like what's going on? All right, we're gonna go for the double Snuff Out kill here, and they have to respond now. They have to have 2 removal spells right now. Like they probably die with the sweeper in their hand because they try to, you know, bait me into exposing myself every turn. All right, that was I don't know. Like that's my only logical guess. That was a very strange game. I don't think it plays out like that most of the time. We got the nice 4-1. I think I played that very well. I am a little still confused about like what was going on in that game. It seemed like they had the sweeper and just like was waiting for me to tap out. I just never did. And finally, it actually adds up too, right? The turn that they're gonna die, suddenly they put 2 threats, 1/1s that have to chump block there. All right, later on, Wumpus, take care. Um, yeah, I think that was a very nice example of how the deck worked. I could not get the 5-0 like my brethren, but did get the 4-1. Um, I have a very long day tomorrow. I don't know if I should stream more or what. Actually, while I have Curran on here, I'll bring up the list. What are your thoughts? Like, is 3 the right number of Allosaurus Shepherd current, or is it 2? I do think we have to have some number of 1-drops. I think that is like probably the biggest argument for the third one. I know Inigo and Jar Dog ran only 2 and played the Plague Engineer main. I don't love Plague Engineer to be honest. I don't really, the 3-drop crowd. Excuse me.
The 3 drop slot is definitely very crowded. Yeah, I think so too. Like, we even got the Shepherd activation of it, which is kind of nuts, right? I think in the honor of Mike, who is, I would say, arguably my biggest supporter, we will join another league. Yeah, I don't either. I think this deck runs smoothly when we just like jam cards, if that makes sense. All right, we went 4-1. Our loss was to Jeskai, but we beat Sneak and Show. That's pretty awesome. All right, well, if I get too tired, we can stop early and not finish this league. But I think, because Mike said it, we will play one more. At least start another league, right? We may not finish it, but we'll start it. Sure, pretty good. So far, the mana base has felt like it has not punished me in any way. Uh, like 3 Bayous, one basic forest. Like we're fetching Bayou game turn 1 anyways now. So like I really think that. Actually, what is your thoughts on that, Kern? Like, did you want the second forest, or was it kind of meh? What is going on here? For what it's worth, Casey always plays these crazy decks, which is cool. Which is cool. I think we want the Bayou. Second Forest felt clutch versus Moonstompy. Oh, what did you play Second Forest in your list, Kern, for what's worth? It sounds like you didn't play the exact 75. I didn't check your. I know you tagged me in a tweet. I didn't look at it yet though. Ah, gotcha. Ooh, Warping Whale. Ooh, that's kind of disgusting. Uh, yeah, I don't. I definitely am not a fan of like cutting 1 drops. It's like not I think where we want to be. I think the line here is actually to say the well, yeah. I guess we don't have to fetch. We can fetch later if need be. I don't think Safekeeper is playable. It would have to be a dork. Yeah, I don't think Safekeepers are playable in our deck. Oh my god, there's something crazy about to happen to us. I think. Yeah, I think if I played only 2 Shepherds, I'd probably just play another dork. To be honest, they are really coming after our mana here. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Not gonna block. Well, I think we deck thin. Hmm? How many? All right, we lost both of them. There's. I think we fetch again to thin again. I'm all about the deck thinning. In case people have not figured that out. Oof. I don't even know what this does. Maybe I should not have attacked. Oh, whatever. It is possible we should have held for Atraxa, but oh my god, that is not good. That is not good. The hard part is I don't even know what I'm playing against yet. Like they can lattice us here, and I don't know really how to board game 2. Like following turn, obviously. Uh, Walking Ballista. All right, that is potentially a problem. Actually, I just realized we can just kill the Karn. Like, what am I saying? All right, interesting.
think this is the line. I think we have to kill Karn here. I think there's no world where Karn lives. So we're gonna have to take down. I think we're gonna bog here, and the reasoning is because we're gonna have to once anyways, so we might as well once on their asset to prevent revealing information, if that makes sense. Like there's highly unlikely a chance that a card's gonna be better than Ignoble there. Sure. Like there, I guess Reclaimer potentially could be better, but I think having the Ignoble is probably pretty good. Yeah, like I said, unlikely we'll find a one drop that is better than that. Do you have that main deck? What is going on? Oh, I see. Interesting. Sure. So they're gonna like blow this up. Is what I understand, right? They're gonna blow that up. That's kind of a crazy, interesting combo. Sure. Cannot do anything about that. I think we're gonna Atraxa next turn. I still have not figured out what is going on with my opponent's deck. Sure. I mean, it's not gonna matter. We're gonna like our line is Atraxa. Sure, it doesn't matter. What do we see? What do we need? I think Reclaimer is like okay. Artisan is probably better on this board state, right? Like you never know what kind of nonsense it's gonna happen. Um, yeah, let's take the Artisan. There is a chance we draw a land and then we drew the land. Okay. Collector Oof. All right, we take the Snuff out. We take the Natural Order. We take the Cradle. The Artisan or the Oof. It's gotta be the Oof. Yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen, so we I think it's safe to just like get the Collector, just not die, if that makes sense. Like I feel like shenanigans are potentially afoot. I know, right? It's just insane how good this card is. It's just I cannot even believe it. Like they printed it Gritzelbrand for us. Cannot believe it. What are we doing here? All right, I think we're going to hoof. Do that. Do that. All right, what are we doing now?
So something I like about Snuff Out and Allosaurus Shepherd, by the way, is even though they're situational, it means your opponent has more stuff to play around. I found that to be true of Snuff Out first, and then Mike, in a conversation with him yesterday, he convinced me that even though this card kind of sucks in our deck, it's good enough that it's playable and it prevents us from getting cheesed. So I think that is worth something. All right, what do we? I don't even know how to board. I don't think. Typically speaking, Saga decks are like not Thoughtseize decks. We didn't even see any creatures. I think Agent is probably good. I think that is safe to say. What do we even see? Liquimetal. Like, what is Leyline stopping it out of them? Like, I don't. The problem is like we saw Karn, and then we saw Coding. They have like some kind of shenanigans. That's for sure with LED and the that yeah. So maybe C's it is maybe it is C's. I don't know. Snuff Out did not seem great, so maybe I board those out. I think I like it like this. Endurance, I don't love it, but maybe it's relevant. Let's try it. Whatever. I do not know if I'm boarded correct. Like I know they have Karn. Like there's that. Like at minimum, right? And they probably have some kind of like LED combo. Like maybe they're playing Echo. I don't know. Like I don't think it's correct though to board in late line unless I'm sure they have it. Like C's is more flexible. Did I not submit? Thought I did. Maybe I did. Giganta Wellspring. So they're not a Chalice deck. Actually, that tells me they're not an Echo deck either. For what it's worth. So I don't think that Leyland's good actually. Uh, whatever. We have C, so we can just take whatever is relevant. Yeah, for sure. Oh my god, oh wasteland. I did not foresee that. Oh my god. Hmm. We lose right here if we seize. They can waste us. They can waste us anyways. I think we have to Green Sun here. Unfortunately. Like they can waste us regardless. It's just like, are we playing around double waste? Probably not. And we have two black cards in our hand. Thank God they didn't waste us. Also, sometimes when you're under duress like this, pun not intended, usually you just have to play as if you don't care about it, right? Like, if you show panic, then they probably waste you. As oddly as that sounds. All right, I think we seize now. Oh my God. If, what the heck is going on here? I think we have to take the warping whale. One. So the funny thing is, hey, why am I? Oh, interesting. All right, so we know their hand. They can finally cast Karn next turn. Maybe we get
lucky here, natural oof them. I think we have to hit a land. I think we want to grow the reclaimer. Could be relevant. They could also get off the saga a Pithing Needle on the reclaimer, in which I don't think we care. How much do we actually care? I should. I've been tunnel vision into the Karn. I should have like thought about the Thespian stage. It's like really awkward now. Interesting. I think we're just dead. I don't think I have an out to that card. I'm like two tunnel vision into the Karn, and I just forgot about the Merit Lage. I think we just concede. I don't think there's no out. I think this changes how we play though. Seize is a little bit dangerous given the wasteland. We have to like tiptoe around that. I think I'm just gonna not play it. I don't like Snuff Out either. Agent's probably still fine. Gris, I don't think this is. Well, maybe it can kill Karn. That's like reasonable. I think we want the endurance now, and maybe just a bog as another land. It's that, or I don't think engineer does anything. This matchup's like really awkward. Like we don't have any cards for them. I think we'd run it like this and just like fetch a basic maybe even to play around like trying to get cheesed by wasteland. But basic doesn't even do us any good, right? Like, because of how we built the deck. Like we only have one basic, so. Oh my god, we missed. We missed. I think we have to get a basic in this case. I think next turn it's gonna be Artisan into Arbor and just hope that gets there. Like we're gonna Collector Oof our opponent. Petrified Field. I don't even know what's going on here. Hmm. I think there's no world we don't slam the Fiend Artisan. I think we just slam the Arbor here for more mana and pass. I like the Shepherd's not doing anything. Very odd game. They know Collector Oof is a real thing, so I think they know they are on like a one suit clock turn. They might have to pop their pedal here just to get a land. All right, they hit that. That's reasonable. That's a shaky turn for our opponent. I think we boarded correctly. I think, given what we saw in game two, I think no C's is correct. They don't have mana, interestingly enough. We might get to Allosaurus Shepherd Punt again, which is crazy to think about. I thought the Dino Bash has been greatly exaggerated. Stage, sure. Uh oh, that's not good. We can stage right now. Actually, I should fetch in response and pretend like I have Boseiju. I mean, if they have it, if they go for it, there's nothing we can do. I think endurance can buy us one turn, but we milled one. Um, I'm gonna bluff that I have Boseiju up. I've been holding this bluff since last turn, so it's important to keep in mind. All right. I think he might have no choice but to go for it. In which case, we're just dead. Which is fine. Like I think we have to play to our outs that he gets scared. Um, that's pretty good. That beats endurance too. Very strange though. Like it feels like the other cards are kind of just like superfluous, and the depths combo is like really what you want to focus on here. Uh, Unfortunate. I already took myself out of the running for the 5-0. Ugh, no 5-0 for us tonight. But on the bright side, everybody else around us did. I tried the Caracas in the lair spot like last week because I noticed Lance players were on the uptick after Ali did well in the previous showcase qualifier. The What I realized though is that is the exception and not the rule. And Lance players did not have a great. I'm playing against Wiltron again. Did not have a great qualifier. I think we just keep. If he's on Sneak and Show, it's probably not great for us, but I think this is like reasonable to play through. Hail Hydra for sure. I don't know why that thing broke my socials thing, but yeah, it's neat. Like I don't think it changed. I don't know why that broke. I'll have to ask Inigo. I don't know why that broke. Oh my god. Gemstone Mine is not something I want to see. Looks like Wiltron is back on his you know what.
I think you have to rewrite your bot. Don't ask me how. Like, why did it go in the first place, though? That's the part I don't understand. Uh, I think we just do this, actually. Because this is two creatures. Actually, I can minus. What am I doing? I messed up. Actually, never mind. It didn't even matter. Jesus Christ. That's quite the hand. Yep, not beating that. So debatable whether I should have done that or not. I think maybe it's correct to plus two times because natural order is then lethal, right? Like I could plus again, fetch, and I have like lethal through attack. So that might actually be correct. It's hard to say.
All right. Well, how are we boarding against this deck? Agent is good. Engineer has text. I think Seize is good. I'm sorry, HC Fox. There's only one Hydra left, and it's not the one people are used to. There's at least there's one, right? You actually missed it. Lair the Hydra went the distance against Delver earlier, so you'll be happy about that at least. What do we? I don't think this does anything. Do do do. Maybe like that. Jar Dog's Hydra was legendary. That's true. He hit 15 earlier, and Mike was there. There's other people watching. Inigo was there. We saw Jar Dog lethal a mono black player earlier for 15 with double cradle activation. And all the exalted triggers, right? Nice. That is an interaction I had not considered. Wait, so how does it die to a dress down? Like I thought it's still a 2020. Or is it just like just not a token anymore? Like how does that work? What is the interaction that I'm missing there? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh my god, you cannot keep this. It's a mortal 4 already. Okay, this is interesting. I think we have to keep. I don't think we can go to 5. I think we ramp. Actually, well, I don't know. This is kind of hard. We could just get turn 1. I think this is probably better. Sylvan Scrying, Seize, Crop Rot, Stifle. I don't think we care about Stifle, to be honest. Yeah, it's definitely Hep Depths for sure. Do we care about Seize? The crop is interesting. I think we take the, believe it or not, the Sylvan Scrying. They can seize all they want. I don't think it matters. They take the agent, I would assume. Oh, interesting that they take that. I would not have guessed that. And then we're gonna main phase agent here, like maybe they crop in response. I don't even know. Like, oh, okay, so they do that. We have a land here. That's kind of oh, I don't love our odds though. Ugh. All right, I love getting the less now. I'm pretty sure we're dead now. We just like miss land drops. I had to struggle out of the gate. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah, they're gonna get Yavimaya. This is heads up. They're gonna main phase it, uh, so that they play around everything outside of Caracas. And unfortunately, we cut Caracas because we do not respect Merit Lage decks right now. And I think we're gonna get done in by this. We get done in by this. All right, we're dead. GG. All right, that was not how we threw things up. This is what we get, right? We talk too much trash about Merit Lage, and we lose to it in leagues. For kicks, I just play some more. We'll see. Maybe I'll just stop the stream on our third loss here. We built this deck to not respect Merit Lage, and I guess I guess they're still fighting the good fight, so to speak, right? Like the uphill battle against initiative continues for them. I think the highlight today for me was seeing Jarvdog, definitely the 15-15 Lair of the Hydra, just like close to one hit KO or his opponent. That was pretty sweet. A question that I get asked a lot is about the flooding in this deck, and with 23 lands, this deck really, really needs to hit land drops, and I'm not talking about like relying on Queer Ranger to do so. I think between Green Sun and Fiend Artisan and Lair of the Hydra, uh, it rewards. I think we keep what's it called. It rewards being conservative, if that makes sense, with your mana base. I should have led with. Actually, that's fine. If Atraxa were. Yeah, okay, so Maza was there. It was pretty sweet. It was definitely one of the cooler interactions I've seen with Larry. Oh my god, we're playing against Reanimator. Oh, well, I did not lead with the right turn one play, and probably dead. I'm gonna bash. I'm almost certain I'm dead though. Almost certain I'm dead. I expect a end of turn Entomb here, off of Badlands. Okay, Underground Sea it is. Yep, there's the Entomb. Marsh Flats is a combo land, for those who are not familiar. That's how I knew it was Reanimator. The lands I'm most afraid of are the black ones that are not in other decks. So what I mean by that is the black fetch lands are not in other decks. So namely, Marsh Flats and Bloodstained Mire are the ones I'm most afraid of. Because Verdant and Misty, sorry not Misty, Verdant and Delta are in fair decks or can be. I know, right? Okay, actually, this is actually very fitting. I got the 4-1, so I missed out on the trophy, and not only that, I'm absorbing all the hits here for my elf brethren so that they can get the trophies on their own. I think Mike will be next because we saw Inigo, we saw Jarvdog, and we saw Kern get the 5-0 today. I, ironically enough, was the one that could not. I got 4-1, losing to that Jeskai mid-range deck. But here with a possible... I mean, okay, this is the true test, right?
is our deck prepared to beat Reanimator? And if we lose to Reanimator, that's a sign we need to change things up. We're, okay. What is going on? Okay, they're gonna Archon us here. Interesting. I defeated a Newton Disciple Mate. Interesting. I don't. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. I know, right? That's too much good luck here. Actually, that's gonna be a million right now. 12. Yeah, we're just dead. I think. I don't think there's an out, so I concede. All right. All right. If we lose this game here, it's probably time to call it a night. Sorry, not game, match. Also, actually, I want to debut this. I don't think I've shown people this before, but this is the new sideboard plan now against these graveyard decks. You take out the natural order package. I know it sounds crazy, right? Because the immediate pushback would be, oh, so how do you win the game? The way you win the game is this card is 1 mana win target game. It literally does everything in this matchup. It's hate, it's clock, it like does everything. Literally everything in this matchup. Leyline. I think we can board out the Collector Oof. I think we can board out Shepherd. Like, you just don't need it, in my opinion, the natural order package. Debatable whether we need 3 lane lines or not. Like, I'm kind of iffy on that, to be honest. I would rather just like beat Reanimator with no graveyard hate outside of the Endurance and Reclaimer and the Seas, but I realize that's okay. It's easy mode, I guess. I'm gonna tank a little bit on it, pretend like I don't have the ley line. I gotta time it correctly so that it's believable, right? Like, I'm thinking about it. It's like, okay, I have turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 1 Seas, all right, and then I keep. You wait too long, it becomes too obvious. Here, because we have the Cradle in hand already, I want the Misty to represent a fetch land. I mean, not fetch land, a Dryad Arbor. Ooh, only one. All right. I probably should have. Actually, they're on the blue version, so I mean, did we see blue cards from them? No, we did. Oh, we did see Force of Will. Interesting. They almost certainly have show and tell. They probably take that Fiend Artisan. Yeah. Yeah, if they reanimate your creature, you've already won, in my opinion. You have already won. I'm a little bit nervous about show and tell. Uh, this is actually why also I think I'm not too high on Leyline. Like, um, I think the main way you lose to Reanimator post board is not even with their. I think there's 2 ways, right? Like, I think they can like discard your thing, and then like you only get 1 layer of protection, so to speak, right? I think the more likely way you lose is to show and tell. What am I doing here? I think I want to be able to hardcast the Endurance for a faster clock. So let's do that. I'm almost certain they don't have a bounce for the ley line. Maybe they do. I would doubt it. Keep in mind they let me keep the Endurance. Like, that is something, right? I think I'm gonna do it for clock. I don't think they have bounce. I'm not gonna respect it.
That is pretty good. All right. What am I doing here? 3, 4, 5. Oops, wrong one. Uh, I don't. Okay, so good question, Answer Key Game. That's a card that I've liked. But what matchup in particular? Like because like I said, we're mostly losing to show and tell, right? I love this too, right? We board out the hoof. They don't even know we don't have lethal. I guess we do with the Shepherd Pump. Leyline probably didn't work there. I would imagine they did not have the show and tell. I did have grief for what it's worth. I kind of think that's like interesting. I'm like really leery of like the grief consistency, right? It's like feast or famine. I typically don't like those kind of cards. It's like either really good or it does nothing. Like the floor on it is like real low. And notably here, if it was a grief, this hand is a lot worse. I think we keep fast now. They might like catch on to us. Uh, yeah, it is. The thing is like, how often are you losing with? Well, it depends, right? Like how it really depends if you think like reclaimer is not enough, right? Like you that one turn, so to speak. No, against Oops though, it does get around Leyline Sanctity, which is like super annoying. Mm, I think I'm gonna seize them here. Just seize their thoughts, right? See what's up. If they have days, so be it. I'm not playing around that. Interesting. Like, do we even care about these other two cards? Probably not. I just take the brainstorm. Don't think I care about those other two cards. Like they can seize my Green Sun if they really want to. Don't. Yep, they did not. They want to daze. I don't think they will, but yeah, we're not. There's no need. But they have pedal. No way they do. Yeah. I think we just wait for Grist, right? Like that's the only way we lose. I think. If they show and tell like miraculously here, I don't think they will. I think the game's over. I'm gonna put jinx ourselves here, but with that, but see, this is what Hierarchs is just so good. Like you get extra damage in, like it really adds up too. Um, hmm. So two, I think there's no reason to lose today's here. All right, like, but they have pedal. No way they do. Yeah, like we have to. We're forcing a force here. That might just be game. That's kind of funny. I forgot about that card in the deck. It's happened a few times, but it's really funny when it does. It's very dangerous actually in the Delver matchup for that to happen. But again, 1 out of 50 or whatever the odds are. Sure, they can take our Artisan. I don't think we care.
I'm gonna tick up again. Do that. I think we're gonna bash for 2. Leave a million mana up. Not that it matters. Yeah, I don't think it matters. All right. Again, I think the hierarch's showing that it's like pretty good here. Like, obviously we've already net 2 damage here. All right. Maybe we can salvage the 3/2. All right. Before we try that, I will quickly use the restroom. I'll bring up the deck list again. All right, I am back. Let's start the next match. We'll play until we have our 3rd loss, I guess. I think we keep this hand. It's a little slow, but I think it's fine. Underground Sea strikes me as combo these days. We're gonna lead with the, well, this is awkward. I think we have to. It could like really mess us up next turn if we like draw a cradle or something. Although maybe bluffing Snuff Out is like relevant. I highly doubt it. Oh, there's that, I guess. Actually, this is like an interesting card. I don't even think it's that good against us, for what it's worth. Especially with the Active Grist on board. I just keep plussing and they get nervous.
I don't think I'm gonna even chance. I don't think I'm gonna chance getting days here. Like they can have their free spell. I don't think it matters. I say that now. They're gonna like double snuff out us, right? Oh my god! Imagine if they double him. Is it really? Oh my god! All the greeds. Two iteration. I wonder how good that's gonna be. If it's if they're gonna be able to actually get four cards. Hey Nico, how's it going? They can't. Yeah, they rather draw cards and lose than not draw cards and win. So Inigo, three people 5-0 today. Kern also 5-0 by the way. I'm the only one that could not. I only 4-1, and probably, and I 4-1, and then I'm 0-2 into 1-2 in this league. We lost the first league. We played against a couple of Merit Lage players. Somehow they have not given up the fight yet. I I commend their relentlessness. Did you really, HC Fox? Uh, One was a crazy brew that from Case. Oh my god. Okay, that's not the one I thought. Did they really get full value off double EI? You got to be kidding me. That's true too. Mike also got the 5-0. I just cannot seem to win for some reason. I cannot believe they got four cards off the EI. Maybe I should have Gris. The problem is like they're playing Snuff out and we get blown the you know what out like otherwise. But you know, it is what it is. All right. Finally get rid of that. It's gonna be real interesting to see what happens here. Like unless they Murktide us here, I don't think they run it. Like we just kick. We're gonna keep ticking Gris up. I don't even know if they have red removal like Bolt to handle the Gris here. I felt like given the board state, we like there's been times where against a spell dancer, I just like keep plussing Gris and they have to attack it. It did not feel like I could do that on this board state, right? Like they'd probably just rip us apart with their board, with all those cards in his hand. That's probably fun. Oh, sure. And there's the him. There is the him. I'm gonna plus here and debatable whether the cradle is worth it. The cradle powers up the lair, which is nice. Had a fun no block versus shadow. Nice. All right, that's pretty cool. I think I have plus here. Um, we can attack for 4. It's not lethal. Or 2. I should have played this first before this windswept. Maybe I should not have played the fetch land. It might be relevant for damage though. Let's see if they can kill us now. It was. Lair was unbelievable. Alright, they're gonna attack us. That's fine. They're gonna... Oh, they attack that. That's even better for us. No, I didn't. Because I got the Exile to trigger. HC Fox. From Reclaimer. We have lethal next turn, so they have to like really clear our board here. Alright, if one of these Reclaimers are another thing... Sure, I don't think that matters. They can EI all they want. They can't even snuff out anymore. Sure. That's actually really annoying though. That actually is really annoying. You got to be kidding me. Oops. You got to be kidding me. 2 Strixes. Alright, they can... That's so annoying. The problem is we're 1 short of damage. Yeah, we could. Let's see if they do it. Like if we animate Hydra, we're 1 short, and I don't want to like lose both Reclaimers if we're gonna be 1 short. They're at 3. They have to block. So we're gonna bash with a token here. They kind of have to take. They might block. They have to block, I think, actually. Yeah, I don't think they have a choice. I think they have to block. We might still get there, but it's gonna be close. Are they gonna have another Strix or another somehow removal for the Reclaimer? They may have to hard cast Snuff out here. Sure. They get to double up. Oh my god, why? So they did have the snuff out. Unfortunate. Let's see, they block. I think they kind of have to. I think we might narrowly lose this game, which is unfortunate. We may narrowly lose this game. I think the only questionable decision was whether we're supposed to slam the grist on turn 2. I think I played around the days when I didn't need to. Like I didn't know they were on the this mid-range-ish version. I think if I could do it again, I would do that. But like I was playing around days. Do they have bolt? They've used two snuff outs already. And they can't cast the, well, I guess they technically can. I wonder if they have any bolts in their deck, or is it just snuff outs? So they exile the Tarn. They can hard cast a snuff out, I guess. Alright, I think they're keeping their bolt option alive here. They've resolved how many EIs now? Oh, I guess that's the second one. Third one, actually, they Sanctuary, I think, one back. How many Strixes do they have? Jesus Christ. Wait, oh, they played a Lannery, I think. Did they mess up? What the heck just happened? What the heck just happened? Oh, they played a... That's hilarious. They resolved like 4 EIs and they drew like 5 cards off it and still lost the game. This is not Dreadhorde. Dreadhorde, you are not my friend. That is pretty hilarious. All right, what are we doing here? Do we care about endurance? This doesn't seem like an endurance matchup. I think I definitely want. I don't think this is a bog matchup either. I definitely think we want engineer. I don't think any of this other stuff is good. Like, what do we even see? Not much, I think. Yeah, we fought through like four EIs or whatever, three at least, and like they drew like 4 or 5 cards off that spell dancer and they lost the game. It's kind of funny. I don't think so. They played a land drop. They don't have bulk. They couldn't deal with like they were too low on life already. It's like really funny actually. Okay. Do we want Vendetta against that kind of deck or not? They almost certainly have Engineer. Almost certainly have Engineer. Do we like Seize against them? I feel like probably not because they have Spell Dancer, right? This is actually kind of hard. Do we want Bog? I think Agent is like potentially useful. This is like a very tempo-y matchup too, I think. I don't think, yeah, I don't think I want, like maybe like that. I don't think I want Seize in this kind of matchup. I typically do, but I don't like if they have creatures, then I don't. Awkward that we have the Atraxa here. Actually, oh, I know what I should have done. Maybe I should have left in the Collector Oof. But I think overall the whatever might be better. Ooh, I love myself a snuff out. We win the snuff out mirror in my opinion because we have artisan, they don't, right? Like I guess they have engineer, but like whatever. It's not a big deal. Sure. I think here it's more important to resolve the reclaimer. Sorry. Well, we'll see. Do they let this resolve? Maybe they engineer Arbor. I don't even know. Okay, I should have held it, I guess. This is actually really funny. They name Elf because they're used to playing against me, and they don't know that that doesn't exist anymore in the deck. We don't have lethal here. So I'm just gonna pass. Awkward. I would slam it in a heartbeat if Atraxa was not in our deck. It's pretty funny the name Engineer. Maybe they're scared of Shepherd. I've actually had that happen earlier this week. Last week actually, I had 0 elves in the. Actually, I had 4 elves, 4 reclaimer. I was running 0 shepherds and 8 hierarchs, and somebody still named engineer elf, which is pretty funny. Actually, small mistake by me. Actually, I should have left the possibility to hardcast snuff out up. I don't think like, or at least to bluff it.
I should have casted off the Arbor. I left the black mana up. It doesn't really matter because my goal is to end step Reclaimer for an Arbor anyways. Shoot, that is annoying. That is annoying. They can kill. That is like super obnoxious. I can't get Arbor because they can just kill it. They can kill Reclaimer here if they want. I think I'm going to get a fetch though, because if they don't name Arbor, I'm gonna fetch Arbor main upkeep. Yeah, I thought that could happen. No, no, I don't care about the Reclaimer. If they want to double up on Elf, I think I'm okay with that. Don't care. It's an option, but I don't actually think it's worth it. Oh, this is like really hurting us right now. I could slam it. The problem becomes, how do I beat those engineers? Right? Because, well, actually, I could like, yeah, that's the kind of a problem on this board state. I feels like they have. What did I say? Okay, I'm not gonna be afraid. They don't have it. Yeah, I'm. What am I? I'm not afraid. Like if I even have to think about like what's the correct play or if it's close, what's the motto? They don't have it. As a general rule of thumb, yeah. If I have to think about it and it's not obvious which one it is, I'm just gonna go with the line. They don't have it. Because I was thinking about Gris, and then the problem is Gris on this board state is not particularly good, and then I'm like, well, if it's not even good, I might just go for the kill, right? Could be the salvage here, right? Like, could be salvaging the 3-2, hopefully. Oh, we're playing against Harry. Yeah, the Maverick Mirror. I think here this is like this kind of sucks, but the rest of the hand's fine. Also, Harry's been doing some good work with his Maverick list. I know he's playing some Saga, a Saga package, which is pretty sweet. It's funny because I think we're in uncharted grounds with this deck. So people don't even know what to call this deck anymore because it's not really an elf deck. Or I mean, it has elves, but it's not really an elf deck. It's not really a Maverick deck. It's green piles, or cradle pile is probably the best like true nomenclature. Ooh, Mox Diamond. I did not expect that.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. It looks like we're playing against 4C Lone without the chalice. They could waste us here. Maybe I should have played it off the what's it called? Maybe I should have played the forest to be safe. That is a good way of putting it. Answer key gaming. Cards people say were bad. That's true. They said Reclaimer was bad. They said Fiend Artisan was bad. Oh, okay. I think we have to ramp here. The goal here is to get Cradle online, and then maybe we can. Ooh, that's pretty heads up actually. My guess is maybe they have a prismatic ending in hand. That's why they went after the thing there. Or they have a snuff out. Like that would be logical, I guess. Hmm. Nothing we can do about that. Yeah, I wouldn't attack either. That makes sense. What are the odds Harry has a main deck needle? I don't know his list, but that's like something to consider. There's two wastelands in the yard already. Haywire might. I feel like he probably does not have. Actually, if he has it, we're probably losing anyways. To be honest. Sorry, if he has the wasteland, we're probably losing out. To be honest, anyways. So I think I play around the needle here just in case, and I just expose myself to the potential wasteland, right? I don't think the damage is gonna matter. Like, if he wants to attack for 4, actually, it could matter. Uh, we go to 13 if he does. Yeah, why not? I don't know if he has it or not, but in case he does. Sure, that makes sense. That's probably Knight of the Reliquary, I'd imagine. Maybe it's Gris. Oh my god. So, okay. In this case, bash for 5 into kill my Reclaimer, presumably. Oof, that's kind of brutal. So I took some extra damage there, but I think it's worth it. I don't think we're winning this game though. I've actually been losing to Harry game 1 a lot. Out of Maverick, I've been winning post board games against him. Uh, I think I don't know why. Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe he's playing well. Obviously, could be I'm maybe not favorable game 1, but I have been losing a lot of game 1s to Harry. Yeah, I think that's actually strange because it's not like I have a lot of sideboard cards for this match or Maverick in general.
I messed up. I needed to endurance there. That was a mistake. I'm probably like zero chance to win now. I clicked through that too fast. That's unfortunate. Not that I was gonna win this game anyways, but it hurts. Ugh. Cradle into that won't do it. Yeah. The thing is, like, I have to pitch the thing and like I have to draw the natural order for a track, so hopefully that gets there. It's probably not getting there regardless. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm most likely dead regardless. I screwed that up. So that could have been a cradle, right? Instead, and I maybe played the fiend artisan, right? And then maybe I can draw into the natural order and like Atraxa maybe can stabilize, but I'm not sure that's like beating this because Harry already has the answer for the Atraxa, and with the Hoof exiled, I'm not sure how I get through if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm toast now. I think. It's gonna hit the arbor. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, how I actually I do know the line, but uh, Harry already has the answer for the Atraxa. Is the problem? Night? What's going on here? All right, that's game. All right, let's try to play a little bit tighter there. I don't think the loam. Well, it could matter, I guess. The collector oof is fine. I think agent is really good. I think engineer is probably really good. Gris is good. The snuff out is like interesting. I think it's like really good. Yeah, I think we board as if they are Maverick. Actually, this is real bad. That can come out. I think I like the well, the Vendetta is awkward because they have Confidant, right? Like I don't want to be like stranded with this potentially. Endurance compared to the other stuff, probably not. Actually, I think the that as an extra land is probably worth. Let's just board like that, and then if they have the Confidant, so be it. I think we were probably like 10 to 20% chance to win, anyways. Assuming I didn't like click through the loam. Uh, I don't like we have to essentially draw natural order into unless we keep the hoof, but that's just like such a shaky line. Yeah, I think we have to draw the natural order and at some point. I mean, there's like three in our deck, but like Harry already has the answer to attract. So I actually don't think that's working out. Assuming he adjusts accordingly for our non-mistake. I don't think this is where it's at. Better. Keep Ooh, this is like kind of tricky. I want the no, but Harry's got removal of the yin yang, so probably not. Hopefully we just draw into later on. I really want the no, but I think he's gonna answer our turn one play. His list has like 7 removal spells, so I don't expect this to live. And we don't actually have any more ramp otherwise, so it's like kind of dicey. It's gotta be, yeah. That's kind of shaky. Definitely need more 1-drops, I think. And unfortunately, in this matchup, we cut the Shepherds. That's like super awkward. It's the full blowout if they have the snuff out, but I think they would have used it. I think we have no choice here. I'm almost certain Harry would use a snuff out if he had it. I don't think he has many outs to Gris. I had to take a chance there. We have triple snuff out. You could trade him one of yours. Ooh, that's kind of good. Wow, okay. We are in business. This comes up every once in a while. Smells like an agent. Yep. Smells like an agent. Ooh, what happens if there's a search and there's 2 agents on the board? Anybody know? Oh, okay, sure, that makes sense. The unfortunate. I think we have to block. If they have another swords, then that's fine. I think. No lands, no lands. Brutal. Maybe this is just a bad matchup. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I did mull, so maybe that's why. Like, excuse me. There is a lot of hate pieces on the other side. Sure. I'd imagine it's maybe a cage. Oh, there's that. I guess, yeah. going on? He didn't float his mana, which is... Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. What am I saying?
Sure. Don't need to do it yet. I guess we can do it now and see. Stuck on lands, unfortunate. I'm glad I binned the natural order. That's like turned out to be correct in hindsight. I figured it out. I think this is feels harder than Maverick matchup normally should be because of how much removal Harry has, right? Normal Maverick has like 4 STP. He usually has like, some number of snuff outs too, which is like 0 mana. Like, that's probably why now that I think about it. The library is potentially going to kill us here. Hopefully he did not draw into the prismatic ending. He may or may not have it. I don't know. That's actually bad for us. Sure. Can we just draw a land, please? Nope. This artisan would be so good. It's still a while away, I think. That's a problem. I need a land. Shoot. I played 23 too. Jesus. I did board and out bog for, so I'm punished for that. Actually, I did not. I even kept it in. Okay, so I don't know then. The thing is, we mulled our opening hand because it was just a 2/2 drops, and then I know, right? We mulled 2 lands. Sorry, we mulled a hand because there was no 1 drop, and then just like 5 lands, I believe, in the first 7. I think the 6 was good, but it is what it is, right? I think we just let that live. If they have agent, we get blown out. We could minus and take out the hierarch. I actually don't think that solves anything. It's gonna be a construct, that's fine. Sure. Are you playing 4 Leyline? Do they ever come up for your same yeah, Reanimator, but I'm not playing 4 Leyline. I'm playing 4 Endurance, 3 Leyline. So if we mill, this is deal 4 right now. Let's see how much Harry's gonna gamble. I don't think he's gonna. Well, maybe. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go to three. What? Oh, it failed to find. Okay, sure. So you can block one. If he blocks one, the problem is there's one card in hand. I better minus. That seems super risky. I wonder what the last card in hand is. Wow, okay. I did not think we were winning that after being stuck on no lands for most of that game. Whew. Alright, how are we playing this? I think we boarded correctly, based on everything I just saw. Did not think we were winning that game. Snuff outs were huge. Yeah, so to answer your question about Leyline Endurance, I think the graveyard decks, like that comes to mind. Reanimator, Oops All Spells, uh, what's it called? It Painter, like Red Painter actually. Although Endurance in that matchup is like a little bit different than normal graveyard matchups. A lot sometimes you want to like target yourself, like if you have to hard cast the Guy's Blessing. This is quite good. This is the Green Breaker. Why did they print a black card to destroy green? I guess that makes sense because they're enemies on the color pie, so to speak. I feel like, ooh, that might be good. Never mind. Never mind. I think this is gonna be low resource game. They can kill, I think, kill that. I feel like let's just take the artisan. It's higher ceiling than a second reclaimer. If they waste us, they waste us. Like at some point, I think we have to like hit our land drops, right? And I think once we do, the artisan's gonna be good. Turn one library is just kind of crazy though. I would say we're probably a slight dog given their start. Hopefully the library just misses. I'm thinking of ways to cheat mana with our deck, and I'm not sure what is the best way yet. Sure. Please don't play. Oh, yikes. Harry did a mistake that I sometimes do. He forgot that there's no more arbors. It's easier to make that mistake with his list because there's only one arbor, whereas mine there's two. So yeah, unfortunate. That is feels bad. Yeah, I just told Harry. I made that mistake a lot. It's very easy to make this mistake with only one arbor too. Keep that in mind. Like I've made the mistake and I have two arbors in the deck, for what it's worth. So it sucks, but then it's like it's a thing that can happen. Like, thank you for the follow, Natani. Yeah, I think Harry has to you know, take the risk now, like taking 12 life or 8 life because he essentially got set back, right? I think you have to deal with the artisan, like no question, right? Oh, taking the that is interesting. I would have thought the artisan for sure. Oof. I can like really lock out Harry right now with a. There's a couple ways I can play this. I think we take the collector oof, and then we just. I thought about cashing in the for a Gris, and maybe it would have been worth it. Yeah, that might have been better, but I felt like potentially locking out Harry there might have been better. It's a lot of damage, and this dodges snuff out too. Just kind of a brutal game, to be honest. Um, I think the game was definitely lost on that Green Sun, and like I said, it's a mistake that I've made a lot too. So I told him not to beat himself up for it. All right, we salvaged the 3-2. We started 0-2 in this league, losing to a couple of Merit Lage decks. I guess we are just ex Merit Lage, right? I think the deck feels good, to be honest. Like, I think the only potential change I would maybe make is play another dork. I mean, Jarvis plays 7 dorks, Inigo plays 6, Curran plays 6. The mana base feels good for what it's worth. We are a little bit susceptible to maybe Blood Moon, I guess, but like I think the mana base just feels a lot better with the 11 fetches. I haven't felt like I needed that fifth fetchable. Like before we had 3 Bayous, 2 Forest. Like for a long time I played 2 Bayou, 2 Forest, and that was like fine. Sometimes you get to these situations where like you run out of fetchable, so to speak, right? You don't want to rely on Arbor. I can Reclaimer the fetch for like a bog or like a lair, and that usually is enough buffer. Before there was more of a buffer because of a Seiju being a fetchable land off Reclaimer, but it hasn't really mattered in my case, my viewing today of only 4 fetchable lands. I think it's fine. I like fetch lands are broken in this list and just broken in general. What would I change? I think if we're scared of Merit Lage, maybe we play the Karakas, but you kind of have to have it naturally. Like Reclaimer for it is a little bit slow, and if you have to have it naturally, you kind of need crop rotation too, which I do not really want to play. Um, like there isn't too much room, I think, in the sideboard. For what it's worth, like I think we won that game against Delver where I misplayed the Vendetta. I think that happened. That was the previous league, I think. But oops, yeah. Here, anybody have any questions for me before I sign off and raid? Who am I raiding? I think I may raid Connorman 11. All right. If there's no request, I guess yeah, I will raid. Well, actually, there's Will Hall. That's Legacy Pro. But yeah, yeah. If there are no questions, I think the list feels good. I think the only question about the mana base was, has besides tonight, I played last night too and went 4-1, losing the mirror. I'm probably misplayed there, but it's a different story. I think between 3 leagues now, I guess with this mana base, I'm comfortable with only 1 force. What else is there? I think I think 13 is probably the minimum for 1 drops in the deck. It's like really dangerous. I think to like not have enough 1 drops to pitch to Artisan. Like I said, I don't really love Engineer in this kind of matchup against Delver, so I'd rather not board that in, right? Um, I also think it's like reasonable to bring in over the layer against initiative. So I think overall I'm pretty happy with the deck. I think the only difference is like how many ley lines is correct, right? And if I don't play ley line or lower the number, what do I play? How do you feel about the balance of Alstors versus Dorks? For what it's worth, this is the ratio that we kept for a while. After we went to main deck snuff outs, like after that, we essentially went to 6 Landlord Elves and then 3 Alstor Shepherd, cutting the Wirewood package completely. It's felt better than last week where I played 8 Hierarchs and 0 to 1 Shepherd, and that did not feel great to me because I found myself flooding a lot for what it's worth, and uh, that was consistent with other people's experiences too. So I think this ratio is probably the best. I think at minimum you need 6 Hierarchs. I would not go below that. I think once you have the 6 Hierarchs, it's up to you how many Shepherd you want to play. Like between 1 and 3. I think 8 Hierarchs is probably too much. I think it's like 6 or 7, and then maybe like 1 to 3 Shepherds, depending how you feel. The 3 drop slot is like very crowded, and I think whatever you play, it has to be a 1 drop. I don't think you can play more 3 drops. Just because this is like really in disguise a tempo deck. Like it may not look like a tempo deck, but it plays out like sort of like a prisonish tempo deck because you have like lock pieces in the sideboard, right, with Agent and Plague Engineer.
Main deck collector oof too. This card is like unbeatable for some decks. I think given the way the deck played out today, I was like considering a Elvish, not Elvish, Freudian slip there, Eldritch Evolution, and I don't think I want it. Like it feels a little bit slow. And the only reason to play is for more virtual copies of Agent and Engineer. I think turn zero hate is just more important. All right. With that said, I will go ahead and now raid Conrad, man. Thank you for joining tonight.